welcome to our children's program about the Good Shepherd for St. Margaret's Episcopal Church. Some of you may recognize I have brought with me from the atrium our Good Shepherd and our sheep to be able to show you this presentation. And before we begin, I am going to light my candle, because in the atrium, whenever we read a story from the Bible, the words from the Bible, we light our candle, because the Word of God in the Bible is so strong and full of so much light, and the candle helps us remember that. I am going to read a story about the Good Shepherd that is from a book in the Bible, the book of John. And even though this is not the actual printed Bible, the words in this book are from the Bible. The Good Shepherd calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes on ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. But they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice. I am the Good Shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father. And I lay down my life for the sheep. Let's talk about that story a little bit. Have you ever been somewhere and you hear the sound of the voice of your mother or your father or someone else who you trust and who you know loves you and is caring for you? That voice you know, even though you may not be able to see them. And that's what this story was telling us, that the sheep, they know the voice of the shepherd. And that voice makes them feel safe. If they hear someone else's voice who's a stranger, they run away. But the voice of the Good Shepherd they know is from someone who loves and cares for them and who protects them. Do you think when they are back in the fold here, do you think it's the fence that's protecting them? If a snake came under the fence post or a wolf jumped over the fence, they could probably get in. It's the Good Shepherd that keeps them safe, not the fence. And the Good Shepherd says, I will lay down my life for my sheep. That is a lot of love right there. Laying down your life. Those sheep are so important to the Good Shepherd. So important that he will do whatever needs to be done to keep them safe, and they know that. So this week, let's see if we can take a little time to listen for those voices of those who love us and what it feels like to hear the voice of your mom or your dad. And imagine what it would feel like when we hear God's voice or Jesus's voice. Some of you may have heard that voice. Sometimes when we're singing or we're praying or we're being still and we listen, sometimes we can hear that voice or we can feel it. And we know it's a voice from someone who will protect us and keep us safe and lay down their life for us. Thank you for taking the time to join me, and I hope you have a very safe and blessed week.